Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us here for This Week in Agribusiness. I'm Mike Pearson. Across the northern part of the country, farmers are gearing up for planting, but in the southern part of the plains, they're watching their crops in the fields now developing. Joining us to get into this story is agronomist with NUTRIEN Ag Solutions, Jeff Bedwell. Jeff, thanks for taking the time to talk with us this week.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
First, tell us where you are. Where in Oklahoma are you?
We are about northwest of Oklahoma City, about 100 miles, puts us in the center of the northwest quadrant of Oklahoma. We would be a trade area that would run from I-40 west and from, I-40 north and from I-35 west. And so we cover quite a bit of area out in this particular part of the state.
Now, as I look behind you, Jeff, I see that bright green field of wheat. How are conditions in the field right now?
Well, the field that I'm behind me is probably giving you the appearance that we're in better shape than we likely are. We have been about 95 to 125, 30 days without a quarter of an inch of rain, depending upon what part of the state or what part of this area you're actually in. So we're pretty dry. We're at a transitional stage in our wheat at this point. We're developing from the tillering stage to the jointing stage, which is very critical, as most folks know, with regards to that reproductive phase and process, and it's a high moisture use time. And so we're kind of on pins and needles about our moisture.
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense given that period of dryness. Now, outside of the dryness, Jeff, are there any other issues, disease, pest concerns that are on your radar as of yet this year?
Well, we are in an area of the state where we utilize a lot of herbicide technology wheats. And so we have been using products that are available to us to treat weed pressure problems, because that competition is obviously going to be adverse to our yield. So this time frame is very critical to us as well, identifying when we actually will have to finish those processes so that we don't injure the wheat and conserve as much moisture as possible. In terms of disease and insects, we really haven't had too much yet. As dry as it's been, disease pressure has been nearly non-existent. And actually, we've been very favorable in terms of conditions for aphid development and just simply haven't seen them. I don't know whether that's largely because of the management practices we've implemented early in this establishment of this crop. There's an awful lot of this seed gets treated with insecticide anymore at seed treatment stages. We just haven't seen the development of those aphids like we oftentimes will. Haven't seen the mites that sometimes we will see, the brown wheat mites and the winter grain mites. And so we've been very fortunate that way that we've been able to save some money because our budget's really tight. And so anything we can save is a blessing, but we want to be cognizant that that could happen and that it needs to be taken care of pretty quickly so we conserve as much yield as we can.
That's what it's all about, conserving that yield, maximizing those profit margins in a year like this. Jeff Bedwell, agronomist with NUTRIEN Ag Solutions. Jeff, thank you so much for giving us the update on Oklahoma's crops.
Thank you for having me.
To learn more about what NUTRIEN Ag Solutions can bring to your operation, visit the website, nutrienagsolutions.com.